Have you ever caught your partner texting someone late at night? Too much smiling at the screen, too many secrets, and not enough answers? Maybe they swore nothing physical happened. It was just talking, they said. But deep down, you know something broke. And now, you're stuck wondering, can we ever get back to what we had? Emotional affairs can be just as devastating as physical ones, sometimes even more, because it's not just about what they did. It's about what they gave away, the attention, the intimacy, the parts of themselves that used to be yours. If you're here, you might be carrying that heavy mix of pain, confusion, and maybe even guilt for still wanting to save what feels shattered. Today, we're diving into 4 ways to reconnect after an emotional affair, and more importantly, how to save your marriage before it's too late. Whether you're still in love but afraid to trust again, or you're exhausted from pretending everything's fine while your heart's in pieces, this is for you. Because healing is possible, and you don't have to figure it all out alone. Let's start with the first step, naming what happened. It sounds simple, but so many couples try to skip this part. They want to move on, brush it under the rug, or pretend it wasn't real cheating. But healing can't happen without honesty. If you've been betrayed emotionally, it was real. The late-night conversations, the shared secrets, the energy that should have gone into your relationship, that matters. And you have every right to name it as betrayal. And if you were the one who had the emotional affair, naming it is still the first step. Not minimizing, not explaining it away, just owning it. Because until both partners are looking at the same truth, you're not building from solid ground. You're just building on denial. Second, create space for hard conversations. This isn't a one-time talk. It's not just saying, I'm sorry and moving on. It's ongoing. It's messy. It might mean crying through dinner or needing breaks when the emotions hit too hard. But silence only feeds resentment. You have to be willing to go there, to ask hard questions, to hear hard truths, and to sit in discomfort if it means moving forward. The third early step, rebuild safety, not just trust. Safety means your partner knows you're present again, that you're not comparing them to someone else, that they don't feel second best in their own marriage. It also means boundaries. No more just friends with that emotional affair partner. No vague connections, clean breaks, clear choices. If your partner is still unsure about those boundaries, healing won't begin. These first steps are just the start, but they matter more than you think. And if it feels overwhelming, that's okay. You're not supposed to have it all figured out overnight. In the next part, we'll talk about rebuilding emotional intimacy and finding connection again after the trust has been broken. So you've started naming what happened. The truth is on the table, the hard conversations have begun, and boundaries are being drawn. That's huge. But now comes the part most couples don't prepare for, rebuilding emotional connection when everything feels fragile. Because here's the thing, just saying you want to stay together doesn't automatically bring the closeness back. You might still feel distant, guarded, or even numb. That's normal. Emotional betrayal creates a kind of emotional scar tissue. It protects, but it also blocks real intimacy. The good news? You can reconnect, even after deep hurt. But it takes patience, effort, and a willingness to feel again, even when it's scary. The fourth step is this: start building micro-connections. These are the tiny, everyday moments that help reestablish emotional safety and closeness. Think about making coffee for your partner in the morning, sending a check-in text during the day, sitting close on the couch instead of opposite ends. It's not about grand gestures or perfect romance. It's about being intentional. When trust is broken, small things matter a lot, because each one is a vote for the relationship. A quiet way of saying, I still choose you. Let's be real. In this stage, physical intimacy might feel complicated, maybe even impossible. That's okay. Focus on emotional availability first. Ask each other, how are you really doing today? Or, what do you need from me right now to feel safe? These aren't just check-ins, they're invitations. And over time, they can soften walls that betrayal built up. Now, this next part is something most couples skip: healing individually to reconnect relationally. What does that mean? It means both of you, yes, both, need to work on your own wounds. Maybe you're the one who was hurt, and now you're carrying anxiety, self-doubt, or a deep fear of being hurt again. Or maybe you're the one who had the emotional affair, and you're carrying guilt, confusion, or regret. Either way, emotional healing has to happen on both sides. Therapy helps, journaling helps. Support groups, trusted friends, even solo walks where you give yourself permission to feel. All of that matters. You can't pour from an empty cup. And you can't build a strong relationship while ignoring your own emotional wreckage. Reconnection doesn't just happen between two people. It starts inside each of you. In the final part, we'll talk about how to stay connected for the long haul, even when setbacks come, because they will come. But you can survive them. You can even grow stronger because of them. Let's talk about what it really takes to stay connected after betrayal, especially when trust is still healing and old wounds get triggered out of nowhere. Because even after you've started rebuilding, there will be moments that hit you like a wave, a scent, a song, a sudden memory. And just like that, you're back in the pain. That's not failure. That's healing. It's not linear, and it's not clean. But it is possible, and this last phase is all about staying grounded through the ups and downs. First, create a new shared vision for your marriage. A betrayal like an emotional affair often means the old version of your relationship doesn't work anymore. That may sound scary, but it's actually a chance to build something better, more honest, more connected, more intentional. Ask each other, what do we want this next chapter to feel like? What do we need to protect our relationship moving forward? This is about moving from survival to purpose. It's how you shift from just staying together to actually growing together. Maybe that means weekly check-ins. Maybe it's setting new boundaries with friends or family, especially if toxic in-laws or outside opinions have stirred up drama in the past. Maybe it's a commitment to go to couples counseling, not because you're broken, but because you care enough to keep learning each other. Relationships aren't meant to stay the same forever. They're meant to evolve. Second, celebrate the progress you have made, even if it's small. You got through a week without a breakdown. You shared something honest without it turning into a fight. You laughed again. These moments matter. Don't overlook them just because the pain isn't fully gone. Healing after an emotional affair isn't just about getting back to how things were. It's about moving forward into something new, something deeper. And finally, don't forget, you are allowed to heal, even if they're not healing at the same pace. Sometimes one partner is ready to move on faster than the other. That's okay, but both of you have to respect where the other is. If you're the one who's hurt, your pain is valid. And if you're the one who messed up, your growth matters too. Reconnection is a two-way street, but you each walk it in your own shoes. Here's what I want you to remember. This doesn't define you, not the betrayal, not the pain, not even the affair. What defines you is what you do next. You're not weak for wanting to save your marriage, and you're not broken if you decide it's time to let go. Either way, you're showing up, you're facing the truth, and that takes strength. If you're going through this right now, drop a comment and share where you are in your journey. Are you trying to rebuild? Still unsure? Already on the other side of healing? Your story could help someone else feel less alone. And if this video helped you even a little, don't forget to like, subscribe, and stick around. We're building a community where healing is possible, and no one walks through heartbreak alone. You've got this, one honest step at a time.